Hopefully, thank you, Ivy. Hopefully everybody can see me. I'm just going to put my video up for a few minutes just to introduce myself. I'm Joanna Bedward. I head up e-commerce in the product management team here at Elavon. Elavon have worked for many years with Santander. What we do is we process card payments, whether that's for face-to-face or online, for small and large businesses in lots of different sectors. And we've been in partnership with Santander, working with the business customers to help provide those services. Today I'm going to talk about how to move to digital, whether you're doing that already and want to do more, or whether you need to think about how to move to digital for the first time. And what I mean by that is how to take online payments, or maybe just telephone payments, and we'll be looking through some solutions that might help your business. Right, I'm just going to stop my video and then you won't have to look at me peering at my screen. So what we're going to cover today is the challenge of COVID, how it is affecting your business, particularly around payments, thinking about how customers are being impacted and what we need to do to change how customers will need to be able to pay. How you need to adapt your business. How you can start to use digital. And what is actually going to happen after lockdown. It's not going to be business as usual. And then how can Santander and Elavon work with you to help find solutions? This is probably a familiar image. You may have experienced it yourself or seen it in the press. We're all having to change the way we would normally very comfortably make a payment. It really does look like something out of a science fiction movie if you'd looked at it 3 months ago, but now it's the new normal. There are lots of different challenges for different types of businesses. If you've got a traditional face-to-face business, you maybe have a bar, a shop, a restaurant, a hotel, and you've had to close. You have to stay safe, but you're not online. What do you do? If you can't carry on with your traditional business, can you find a way of continuing with your cash flow? Make sure that you survive for post-lockdown. Maybe you have luxury products or services, and at the moment, people just want essentials. What do you do? Regular customers may be out of work or furloughed. I normally work in an office in central London, popping to the shops at lunchtime, going to the dry cleaners, getting a takeaway, doing a little bit of shopping. All of those businesses are missing out on myself and everyone else who's currently working from home. You may have trouble with your supply chain. You can't get the products that you would normally be able to get to sell or to complete your business. Frankly, I wouldn't be surprised if everybody's overwhelmed. It's really hard to decide what to do. And it doesn't matter what type of size or type of business you are. There are some areas you could perhaps follow, focus areas. So first of all, start to write down what your options might be and what actions you should take. And as you write them down and take action, you can see which works and which don't. We're going to look at some different models for maybe adapting the way that you currently trade, provide your services or products. You really need to make sure that you carry on speaking to your customers. If you've spent a lot of time building up that customer base, really engage with them and make sure that they know that you'll be there for the long haul. How can you keep getting them to spend with you, but perhaps keep your costs down? And then start to use new technology, make life easier for you and for your customers. So thinking about us as consumers at home, this isn't my house. I don't have 2 small children at home. perhaps working out to Joe Wicks with his exercise class. But we are all at home unless we're key workers. And how we are adapting to that is quite interesting. Lots of different negatives, but also a few positives to take away. So on the negative side, obviously we're worried. We're thinking about how to keep ourselves and our families safe. We may be worried financially. We may have lost our jobs. We don't know what's going to happen once the lockdown ends. More neutrally, we might be thinking about what to do when the lockdown eases. But there's always that worry about buying online. How do you know that your payments are safe, your data is safe? We're certainly becoming more comfortable with digital tools, using them for work, shopping, maintaining social relationships. I didn't know what Zoom was until 3 months ago. Now I'm on a regular Zoom with family and friends and keeping in touch. And I certainly do want to shop online more. I don't want to go to the grocery store, even though there's social distancing. It feels, frankly, quite uncomfortable. And as other shops start to open, I'm not sure I necessarily want to go back to the store that I would normally go to. What about small stores that can't cope with having too many people in store? The good news is that people are starting to think about what their future decisions will be. How can they make decisions that are good for themselves and the wider community? There's really strong support for small businesses, and it's growing. So we're going to look through some case studies that are represented by Elavon customers. I'm sure you'll know about lots of examples in your local area, but here's some of our customers. So this is Lola's Cupcakes. How can you find a way of making your product still relevant? Lola's was created a few years ago, and it's all about the cupcakes. It's all about the baked goods. They have shops and little vans. They're in the high transit areas, the London train stations, and other very high footfall spots. Traditionally, they'll be catching you when you're on your way to work, buying a few goodies for the colleagues in the office, or taking something home for your family, or even a self-indulgent cupcake for yourself. But of course, with everybody working from home or being furloughed, they've lost that passing traffic. They had plans to go online, and we're already setting up an online delivery model. But maybe cupcakes wasn't the right thing to do when we're all at home wondering about whether we can get the basics. So they've expanded their product range. They've created veg boxes, fruit boxes, built up a brand new supply chain, and are using their website and social channels to promote their service, expand the product range, keep the business going, get some cash in, and I feel sure the cupcakes will be back soon. How can you make sure that your business is still relevant to customers who are in lockdown? Cork of the North, they have a couple of retail shops in the north of England, really lovely wine stores, real specialists in the wine business. But if we're only able to go to supermarkets, we'll get the basics and maybe we'll stick a bottle of Plonk in the basket whilst we're doing that. So what they've done is they've expanded the concept of what they might do in store, invite you in and invite you to try a few of their wines. And they're doing online wine tasting boxes. You order online and the host broadcasts a tasting. You sip along with the host and he'll tell you about the style of the wine, what food it pairs with. It's a lovely, richer experience and something that the supermarkets wouldn't be able to compete with. And if you do need to adapt your business, make sure that you bring your customers with you. Imagine Inns, a chain of 4 pubs in Lancashire, and I love the humorous in, not out. That's their new strapline. They're not going to let anything stop them. So instead of inviting people into their pubs, to have drinks and food, they're doing a takeaway pub food service. They change their menu regularly to encourage repeat business. And the attention to detail is incredible. There's a video that you can watch to see exactly how you select the takeaway food, how you pay for it, and even the collection service, drive to the pub car park and have the food delivered to your car. Really lovely blend of the digital explaining a physical experience and making customers feel really safe as they do so. You might think, I just need to get through this. Everything will go back to normal. But I think it's becoming quite clear that that's not going to happen. The good news, if you are ready to go digital, is that we are all thinking about changing our behaviour in the future. Some research done recently is suggesting that 18% of us across the board are wanting to buy more online, and there's certainly a few more are going to be buying or ordering takeaway food online as well. As you might expect, younger people are more progressive, wanting to expand digitally, but even the older generations, they're seeing the need and actually the desire to be able to buy more things online. They don't necessarily want to go straight back to face-to-face shopping. And there's other things that can be done as well. I think this is a lovely example from John Lewis. If you're a new parent, you might consider going into a John Lewis store, talking to an assistant about maybe the different range of prams available. That's the sort of service that you would expect from John Lewis. And they're providing that as a video call, so you can chat through what the products might be. And obviously they'll hope that you'll buy something, but it's a free service. And packaging up what you do to fit a different customer need. I'm a massive fan of Tesco online, Sainsbury's, Waitrose, but frankly, there is a massive range, and it does take some time to build up your basket, choose the items that you want. If you're not that familiar with grocery online shopping, the solution from Aldi is quite a neat one. There's an essentials box. It's only £24.99, so it doesn't have some of the higher basket thresholds that the other grocery supermarkets have. If you just need the essentials, it's a really nice solution. And that's an important thing to remember. If you're going online for the first time, don't try and put your whole product range or your whole service range on the website. Just pick one of the most popular items and they'll sell really well. So thinking about solutions that Elavon could offer, how does digital currently play in your business? Do you have any services already that you offer digitally? Can you increase them? How are your customers going to interact with you? Will they be able to go back to face-to-face, or is it going to become online, or maybe phone? How can they choose the products or services? How can they pay and receive your products? Scenario one, if you've got a website, but maybe it isn't a transactional website, you set it up maybe a while ago, it promotes your business, it talks about the services or products that you offer, but you can't actually buy anything. Very simple to add a plugin. A plugin is just a piece of software to link from a website into a payment gateway, such as Elavon's. It's a little bit of a technical piece of work, so you need a web developer to do this for you, but it's not weeks of work. It takes a couple of days if you're on one of the standard web platforms. So that's one solution. You can start to take payments directly from your website. Elavon will do the payment processing and will make sure that it's all done securely for your customers. If you don't have a website at all and you do think you'd like to build one, you can go to the effort of finding different technical solutions, getting a web developer, arranging for hosting services. You can spend a lot of time and a lot of money, frankly, on doing all of this. Or you can use a shop-in-a-box self-build solution This is really as simple as using Facebook. If you know how to upload some images, write some text, then you can build your own website. And the one that we offer at Elavon comes ready integrated with the payment gateway. So you build your shop, you design it, you set the site open, and as the customers look around, choose the items, put them in the basket, Elavon's gateway then takes care of the payment. In scenario 3, you might decide that you don't have a website and you're not sure you need one, certainly not a transactional one, but maybe you want to take orders by phone for the first time. So you could adopt what we call MOTO, mail order, telephone order, using a virtual payment terminal. So that's where you have a login, you take the card details, your customer's on the phone, you take the card details over the phone, you enter them into the payment page, and the gateway processes the payment. But some customers are a little wary of giving out their card number over the phone. And if there's any doubt in the future about the customer charging back that transaction, you don't have any protection. If you can turn that telephone payment into an e-commerce transaction, then that protects you and may give the customer more confidence to pay as well. So there's a simple pay by link solution. You send an email or a text message, and there's a link embedded. When your customer opens the link, they're directed to a payment page, they enter their card details, it's all fully secured, they feel confident, and you have that protection from chargeback. One of the customers who's recently taken our eShop solution is the Springfield Hotel. They're a well-established hotel and restaurant near to Dublin, and of course were forced to close in March. They wanted to carry on offering their food service, so they set up a takeaway food delivery service, and they have a click and collect as well. Using eShop, they've created a sub-website that fits in with the design of their existing website, but it is quick to set up, just focuses on the food side of things. They can add campaigns, change the menu, it's all under their control. They don't need to go off to a web developer to change any of the content. Really, really quick to turn that business around from a traditional hotel to takeaway food service. If you are able to offer services face-to-face, maybe think about going cashless. Recently, cards took over cash as our favourite way to pay, and contactless is really gaining fans. We're worried about the health and hygiene of handling what we're talking about as dirty cash. Contactless limits have now been raised to £45, so it really expands how much you can use the contactless service, so nobody has to even touch a card reader for a chip and pin. There are also contactless mobile card readers that you can take about with you if you're visiting customers. But make sure that it's really clear to your customers if you are going cashless. You don't want any surprises. Whatever changes you make, you really need to make sure that you keep your customers well informed. As we've seen, you can keep the tone light, but make sure that you've made it really clear to your customers what you're doing. The Imagine-ins video, really clear, explains the whole ordering and collection process. And of course, things are changing rapidly. New types of businesses are able to open up. The shops are going to be open soon. Make sure that you keep your customers informed what's going on, what's open, when it's open, and also what changes are being made to how customers can shop with you. As we're all using digital so much more as consumers, can you as a business use digital more to promote individual products? You wouldn't put your whole product range on Facebook, but Beer Gorilla, Northampton beer specialist retailer, make sure that they put their new arrivals as posts on Facebook or on Instagram, and they get a nice buzz from customers ready to start using their click and collect service. Think about the products that your customers really need. Lola's, yes, we're ordering the vegetables and fruit boxes. We'll be back to cupcakes soon. So as we're all on social media so much more, make sure that your business uses the tools available. You might think, as a small business, you might get lost on some of these great big social media sites, but there's lots of smaller communities within each one of those. My village has a Facebook page. I've got my own niche on Pinterest of a certain style of, shall we say, relaxed gardening, nothing too pristine, lots of plants. And so use those different areas to find your tribe. On Pinterest, there is a new shop that promotes sustainable products and small businesses. Facebook has resilience toolkits. And Instagram have created clickable stickers. Use these tools provided by these big companies. They work really well for your group of customers. So as we all interact with these new digital media, are there some things that we need to remember for leveraging these themes? It feels like we are recognizing where people are doing good. It's Thursday, so there'll be clap for carers tonight. And you can do that. You can do the same. Recognize contributions in your own business or in the community and say well done, say thank you. Make sure that you provide the information that customers need. Make sure they know that you're still here, that you'll be here when things, what's the opposite of lockdown? Release. as we get unlocked, make sure that the businesses know what's happening with your, that your customers know what's happening with your business. Can you find new ways of connecting with your audience, with your customers? Create some shared experiences like we saw with Cork of the North and his online wine tasting, offering reviews of products that John Lewis are doing. Think about the conversations you could have about well-being. Are you able to connect with local outdoor spaces or local cultural institutions in your area? We want to feel good. We want to feel connected. Can you help with that? And as our daily routines change, make sure that your customers can reach you, can engage with you, and importantly, can help your business thrive. So it's not just about managing for today. Things are going to change. Digital trading is not going to go away after lockdown. Unfortunately, many customers will have less to spend and perhaps more uncertainty, but you can use this digital media to find new customers, grow your customer base online. People will want to shop safely, so think about going cashless. Think about maybe using apps to pay. There's a really strong support for local businesses, so make sure that your story, that your local business story is communicated. Unfortunately, we could see more infection waves. We might all get locked down in areas or individually, so you may need to adapt your plans. Life is certainly going to change. but use the new technology, make it work for you. So the partnership that Elavon have with Santander was about helping businesses thrive. And right now, we just hope that you will continue to survive. We can help you use payments as a differentiator and to drive value for your business. We have experts in the best payment solutions, whether that's face-to-face, over the phone, or online. If you need help to adapt your business model, we can help you with that. We can help you with the technology and with the security. Whether it's contactless for in-store, mobile, over the phone, or a fully transactional website, the payments teams at Elavon and Santander are here to help. That's the end of my presentation. I'll leave the contact details on the screen. This is the Elavon sales number and a link to the Elavon and Santander webpage. I'd be delighted to answer some questions. Ivy?
I don't see any questions that have been asked during your session, so I'll give everyone a minute. Okay, we have a couple of questions just on the presentation itself. Just to let you know, this webinar has been recorded, so we will send out a link to this recording along with the presentation as a follow-up. Do you have questions, anyone? No question, Joanna, but one saying very informative, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
Give everyone a second. There is one question here, Joanna, just on sharing these slides with customers. Do you have any issues with that?
Nope, none at all.
Okay. We are at 10:30. I don't think there's any more actual questions for you, Joanna. So thank you very much for your time, and thank you everyone on the call for joining. And as I said, the webinar has been recorded, so we will send out some details on where you can find the recording shortly. So thank you very much for your time, and have a good day, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.